Hello, 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 Pisces. Welcome, welcome. I'm still here. I'm back. I'm in a little bit of a pain today, so bear with me. I'm going to be squirming around a little bit. For those of you who don't know, my name is Patty, and I went through a knee replacement surgery here a couple of weeks ago. So I'm just working on coming back doing readings, and hopefully everything will go good, and I'll make it through. So anyway, so for those of you that are brand new, again, my name is Patty. I am an empath that does intuitive tarot. I also do astrology and numerology. So I mix all three energies. I feel it's really, really important. My readings are weekly because I think trying to get as close to the energy of that week is important, as well as I'm doing my readings live because I interact with my viewers. If they're going through a struggle, a trial, a tribulation, a challenge, and they have a question, you're very welcome to pop that up. You're also very welcome to tell me where you're from. I love to hear that, or just say hello. But this is really important because if there is something you're going through, this is something that needs to be tackled at that time. So that's why these are live, interactive readings. If the question that you have, be ready. This is not me. I'm the conduit. If you have a question, you be ready that you are willing to accept whatever answer there is, because it's not me. It's divine sharing the wisdom that he wants you to go through with that. So some people have a problem with truth. And what the divine has to say for that question. The other thing is too, with your questions, if it resonates with what we're talking about at the moment, then I will go ahead and answer it at that point. If it does not resonate with what we're talking about at the moment, I will answer your question at the very, very end. But also too, if you're going through a struggle, a challenge, you're also welcome to email me anytime. I am available. All of my things are free, except for if you do want to do an in-depth one-on-one coaching or an in-depth intuitive reading. All right, so let's get started. We're going to be pulling three oracles, one for the divine, one for the current energies of the week for the 29th through the, well, it's always either the butterfly or the swan, butterfly or the swan. The second card is for the current energies of the week, and the third card is for future energies. Now, usually this future energy I say is for the weekend energy and maybe the next week. It's not this time. Divine is saying this is going to be going on for 2-3 months. So just remember that. For those of you that do like to keep notes, please know that this last month of March and also April is about transformation. Yeah, and he's still on his mark. Divine's card is butterfly. What is the butterfly? Butterfly is very, very beautiful, but it is also about transformation, going from the cocoon to the butterfly. Also, going through that process, caterpillar to cocoon to butterfly. And so this is a process. He's saying, you know what, people, you're going through a process. You're going through transformation. Just understand, I'm doing this to help you grow. I'm doing this to make you better. I'm doing this before rewards for your life, your journey, and everything. But the end result is not you. The end result is I want you to be a conduit to help other people. This is not me saying this. This is divine. This is divine, okay? So that is his card. It's the number 7. Again, he is trying to say, I've got so much potential and ambition in you. I've got a fire and a passion for something. I don't know what this is for you guys. I know what mine is. However, there is a fire and a passion in you that some of you, maybe it's just a flicker, like a little match. Some of you, maybe it's like growing. But this is something he's wanting you to grow, to transform. So do that. Maybe keep that in the back of your mind while you're watching or taking your notes. The raven, the current energy for the 29th through the 4th, is noticing the synchronistic events. Now, the raven is a very, very smart bird. He watches, he pays attention, and sometimes, like other birds, he'll mimic. Do you know a raven can talk? Yeah, it can. So it may mimic something or mirror something that you're doing. But the idea of the raven is something new, something to be moved forward and transformed. These two work together. I'm telling you, because did you know that any synchronistic event that is happening in your life, that's your destiny. A lot of people do not realize. Everybody says, well, my destiny is. No, your destiny is the sequences that are happening to get to a final point, a goal, a purpose, a calling. So this is where people get mixed up with destiny and synchronistic events. Whoo! Sorry, got a pain just shooting through my leg, guys. For those of you that are just popping in, I had a knee replacement. I've been out, so I'm trying to get back in slowly but surely. So, but this is number 1 or number 10. So something ending and beginning. Yes, that's what happens when things transform. Things sort of stop, you go to the next level. Things sort of stop, you go to the next level. You learn as you grow. Again, transformation. This is the beauty of it. So, and then the future energy. This has popped up so many times. The wind fairy, which is about your thoughts, words, and intellectual analysis. This is sort of a Virgo energy. This is your future energy. So this is saying, take a look what the raven is showing you. What is it in your destiny? That the destiny, again, guys, is the things, the events that happen to make a way for the final goal. It's sort of like when you plan a goal, say you plan on vacation, you have to then first, where are we going? Then you're going to say, okay, we need to book an airplane. That's step 1. Step 2, we got to find out a hotel. That's step 2. Step 3, what do we want to do when we get there? That's step 4. Step 5, step 6. That's the destiny. That is the sequence of events that happens to get to your vacation. All right. But this is also the intellectual analysis, because you have to figure things out. This is your thought process, and this is your words. Now, what I'm going to say about words, though, for you guys, is that the full moon, okay, now we had a full moon on the 28th. We're looking, this is the 29th that hopefully you're watching this on or after. If you're watching it before, you're ahead of the game. You can prepare for this. So on the full moon, this is going to be a balance issue. It is also going to be about holding your tongue and your words, and when to talk, when not to talk, or when to share, when not to share. And I just had a comment from a young, I should say young man, maybe, from one of the signs. And I thank everybody for their comments, but I think they're missing the point a little bit. But however, this is our thought process. This is our words. Do we want to share our words? Do we not want to share our words? Do we want to get angry and speak words that we're going to regret later? This is where the thought process comes in. This is where the synchronistic events begin to happen. And this is where some of us, not all of us, need to change that process to transform into a healthier way, because the full moon is not only about boundaries, healthy boundaries. This is where the full moon comes in. The full moon is about balance. So this full moon is going to be a wonderful full moon because it's about relationships. However, from the full moon from the 26th to about April 3rd, 4th, maybe the 4th, these energies are going to be sort of conflicting for balance. So it's going to be conflicting because we have desires versus our values, our morals, our integrities, what we need to be doing. But it's like, oh man, I really want that. So something's going to come to throw your balance off, or try to see if they can distract you off your balance. All right. So let's see what these cards are going to show us for the week of the 29th through the 30th. And then at the end, I will see what the full moon and planets have to say as well with the other oracles. However, I already sort of know how that's going to turn out. But for you, you've got to ask yourself, this might be somebody coming to you. This might be you going to them. So this might be somebody new coming into your circle, because we've got 2 for the wind fairy. The number 2 is about either bringing something together. This is about dividing, but it is also about balance. Where is your balance? in unity or without. Even if you're with somebody or not with somebody, where is your balance? And that's what the planets are all about in April. Ooh. So we have judgment. Judgment, judgment, judgment. When the judgment card shows up, that is the number 20, but it's also the number 2 again. So this brings us back to balance. Okay? And this also brings us back to maybe starting a new way of thinking in the thought process and the new way of doing things. And the reason why I say that is because of what the planets are doing and what divine is doing. We're in the spring equinox. We've already gotten the garden ready. We've gotten the fence up so that the deer can't jump in. We've got, good soil. We've got nutrients in the soil. We've got the soil tilled up so it's nice and soft so the plants can come in. Or do we? Do we even have our garden ready? Because come April, like I said, this energy is not for a week or two. This is for a couple months. That this is now the seed. You're putting your seed in the garden. You got to wait for the seed to grow. What's happening underground? Did it die? Or did it get choked out? Maybe there's a weed in there that you didn't catch or something like that. Toxicity. You have to think of yourself as the plant, the seed that is coming up. So when we have this here, the judgment, we have something coming up in this next week, maybe month, that there is going to be some decision making about. And this, again, like I was talking with Capricorns, this is a decision between something earthly, first dimension that you can see, touch, tangible, again, or it may be second dimensional where it is something that is of these unseen. Maybe somebody says that they love you and you're like, I don't know if I feel that same way. These are things that is a decision. That is a spiritual thing, more spirit from your heart, whereas possessions are more of first dimensional, and that is the desires. Remember, I was talking about desires and balance. This is where the moon is talking, and this is where the planets are talking for April. Yeah, there is something coming. There is, like I said. Oh, okay, I'm thinking that this might even be something in a relationship. But again, this is a desire that is coming. So your focus, this is going to be really important where your focus is and where your foundation is. Because if your foundation is off, it's going to throw everything off. And it's also, this is where your foundation is. This is, okay, thank you. So the divine is saying, I need you to focus in on your foundation and your grounding. So the foundation is where your decisions are coming from, where your choices are coming from, because he's trying to show you something. There is something he is trying to show you, and I don't know if you were catching it or if you're paying attention. Now, this could be somebody coming at you, or you could be going at somebody else, but there is something coming, and this is definitely a desire of unity. This is definitely a desire of unity, bringing things together. The number 2 again. Okay, so you need to really pay attention, really get that. Again, the wind fairy is all about intellectual analysis. Pay attention. And the raven is the mirror. It's a mirror reflection. It's really interesting for women and men. Do you know that if you mirror somebody's reactions or actions, that it will bring you closer? Yeah, a lot of people don't even know that. But it's the thing is, well, just mirror, just say, somebody might say, well, I like to go skydiving, and maybe you don't, or you've not tried it. And you say, hey, yeah, I've never tried skydiving. I've always wanted to do that. That's sort of mirroring what they say. And that actually brings a different chemical reaction and an endorphin that actually begins to go in the brain. This is why they say, active listening. When we talk about active listening, too many cards, please. Too many cards. I'll take the first one, but too many cards. When we talk about active listening, what are we doing if you watch my communication video, you'll probably already know the answer to this. But in active listening, what do? We mirror what we just heard. So we say, did I hear you say that you liked skydiving? Oh, no. What I said was, I would love to learn how to skydive. I've never done it before. So that's active listening. So mirroring is really, really important. What do birds do? If you teach a bird to talk, what do you talk? What does a bird do? They mimic, or they repeat, or they just mirror what you do. Have you ever seen the little videos where the music's playing and the bird is just little dancing? It's so cute. It's so cute. But he's mirroring what the music is doing. Or if he watches him in the mirror, he's doing what the bird in the mirror is doing. All right. Welcome, welcome. I will do that at the end if you are going to, because that's not resonating what we're talking about. I will definitely answer that for the end if you would like. Definitely. This is going to take, we do have, this is really cool. For somebody, this is a new transformation. Somebody is going from singlehood to marriage. I don't know who this is for, but somewhere, either they're going to be asked to be, engaged, or they're actually in the process of being engaged, or they're process going to the altar. This is what's happening here for somebody. This is not for everybody, okay? But there is some relationship that is going on. This is a unity. And the reason why I say it may not have happened is because the Page of Pentacles is there, and that is an upcoming thing. This is something that hasn't quite been offered, or it was just offered. All right. Now, for somebody else, this transformation process of how you're thinking and transforming and trying to make your decisions, this sounds just like Capricorns, Holy Toledo, is that it's going to take a lot of strength because you're fighting yourself. Somebody's really stubborn. Who is stubborn? Oh my goodness. It's like you have somebody either coming towards you or this is you is really stubborn. They don't want to change. It's like your thought process does not want to change. It's when like you talk about somebody in addiction and you tell them that, somebody comes to me, I used to work in addiction, and they'll say, we want to have an intervention with our family member. And we're like, okay, well, is that family member ready? And they're like, well, we do want to do an intervention. If somebody is not ready to come out of their addiction, they won't. They'll relapse. Keep going over and over and over again. So this takes strength to change. If somebody doesn't want to change a negative thought process or a process that keeps them spiraling down into a destructive behavior, if this is a person coming at you, you just need to be truthful and walk in strength and say, you know what? I really think your thought process is keeping you held back. I really think that your thought process is keeping you stuck. I think that, there is something that maybe you need help with in changing that process. And you might be that synchronistic event they need. Okay. But somebody has to change their thought process. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's you. I don't know if that's somebody coming at you. I don't know if this is if it's your ex, or if this is somebody that you need to go to and share that. We got to be really, really mindful. If it is someone coming at you, this is something that we really need to be gentle and ginger and loving with, because our thoughts and our words are our reality. Unless it is the second dimension, which is truth, absolute truth, we have to be careful and mindful, because their truth comes from a past of some reasoning. So it's either traumatic, PTSD, somebody brainwashed them into the wrong thinking, that kind of a thing. Just like hate, racism, that is a taught thing. This is a taught thing. And it's a choice to stay there or actually learn and grow from it. And some people don't want to. They just, mom and dad and grandparents and great grandparents were always that way, and I'm not going to change. That's the way that I am, and that's the way that I'll always be. All right. So let's see what else we've got here. Yeah. So I love this. This is beautiful. Somebody is really, okay, so remember this energy that I said that is either going to be getting engaged, going to be engaged, or whatever. This is for you, whoever this is, whether that person is coming towards you and saying, will you marry me? or will you, you want to move in? There's so much stuff you lose when you just move in with each other. But the thing is that that's your business, not mine. However, I'm talking about marriage. Okay. So there is somebody going to be getting engaged or whatever, or you're going to be asking, because I have a lot of males out there that watch this. I'm really surprised. But this again is about this. So if it is in your heart to ask somebody to marry you, what a beautiful time to do that in the spring. Ooh, how romantic. But this is it. This is your person. This is the Ten of Pentacles. This is the icing on the cake. This person is the love of your life. I'm not going to say soulmate. I'm not going to say twin flame. This is the person that you should be with at this point in time, because we have the number 4 again in Four of Wands. And this Four of Wands is about stability, growing stability. Now, this is the thing. I'm going to say this to Yordi. Okay, so depending on how bad and what your ex went through, you can have all this back again, but this is going to be work on you. You are going to literally have to prove yourself over and over and over again. And if you don't have that in you, then somebody can't forgive. Now, here's the thing. She can forgive you, but it doesn't mean that she has to let you back in. Okay, so people misunderstand forgiveness. People misunderstand forgiveness. So when my brother was murdered, okay, I forgave the killer. However, I'm never going to let that person into my life. I will not do that. For the person who has hurt me, my ex who has hurt me, I'm going to forgive them because I now know, I look at their perspective and they're more broken than I am. And I bet I'm not going to let them back in my life because I know that that would be toxic. And I know that my ex is an ex for a reason. There was a lesson to be learned at that moment. And I needed to grow from that. And whether if I grew or not, that was my doing to transform and butterfly. Now, sometimes we actually need that strength to turn around and ask for forgiveness, but then you have to begin to prove yourself over and over again until, here, this is for you, Yordi, you have to prove yourself over and over and over again until you are the number 4, or she is or he is the number 4. Comfortable, stable, and know you can be trusted again. Because there is a trust issue, I'll guarantee it. Huge trust issue. Especially if you're asking for forgiveness, that's a huge trust issue. All right. So in that case, but we've got a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ending for a relationship here. And this is another thing too is, oh, hang on, I don't want this deck. Here's the other thing too is when we have had an issue with hurting somebody or not hurting somebody, that kind of a thing, and we need forgiveness or we need to ask for forgiveness from them, this is a synchronistic event. This is a huge time to really, really grow. I'm going to give you a real quick story because this is really important for anybody out there who has done something wrong to somebody. Okay, I used to be a crappy person. I used to be a horrible person. I didn't want to be that way, but because of my thought process, again, my childhood, my sexual abuse, my emotional abuse and everything, I found a way to manipulate people to be able to make me feel good, which was wrong. Selfish and wrong. So when I actually had a company early on, I used to sell used items, and I would sell it, but I would not give them their commission. Wrong. Unfair to them. Wrong. 100% wrong. So what I did was I kept the list of who I owed what to, because inside my heart, my spirit wanted to pay them back. But I was in such a bad place, single mom, broke, homeless, blah, 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 blah. So those were my excuses which excuses are like assholes. They all stink. Everybody's got one. They all stink. Let me tell you, anybody who makes excuses, they stink. So the thing is, I went back starting a year and a half ago, paying back all those people. And do you know how much strength that takes to go back to somebody and say, I am so sorry here, and here's a little extra because I did wrong. And I do. And I humbled myself to every single person. And I expected for them to come back and be mean or whatever, but they weren't. It made my relationship closer and stronger for most of them. Some other people, they forgave me, but they don't want anything to do with me. That's okay. I corrected my wrong. That's what I'm talking about here. This is what I'm talking about for somebody. I don't know who this is for, but this was an event that needed to happen to make things right. This is my thought process completely changing, saying I did wrong. I need to fix it. I need to be responsible. I need to be accountable. I need to make better judgments and choices through spiritual, which is righting your wrongs, rather than earthly, taking the money, getting away with it. Yeah, I didn't have to go back and pay him. Nobody took me to court or anything like that. However, I didn't go back. But for my spirit and my heart, and to release those really burdensome, heavy energies, I had to do that to get to the next level of vibrations and higher energies. I still have about 2 or 3 people to pay off and back, and I don't have to. But for my spirit, it is the right thing to do. It is the right thing for transformation. It is the right thing to grow into a different person that I want that other person gone. All right. So I don't know who that was for, but for this other person, this marriage this is the one, guys, whoever this is for, this is the one, get married. All right. Oh my goodness, the time. But you know what? When the divine wants to talk, the divine wants to talk. If he wants me to share a story, I share the story. Sorry, this is the way the divine works. This is the way I roll. It's not me. It's divine. I'm the conduit. All right. So let's see what the final words he has, and then we'll go to the planets, and then I'll see what else. Anybody else has anything to say or questions to ask? I'll go to that next. All right. So you have the Two of Pentacles. So somebody's juggling out there, and you're juggling out of fear. This is the balance thing with the planets, guys. Desire versus morals, integrity. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. Balance. Where's your balance? Okay, this is the balance. This is the planets talking. This is the planet saying, hey, I know what is right and what I really shouldn't buy or do right now. This is desire. And am I going to wait and hold off until it's the right time, better time, right place, whatever? Again, this is about your synchronicities. This is about your thought process. And this is about your intellectual analysis. Is this the right time? Do I need this person in my life? Is this a bad habit I need to get rid of? This is what's going on here. And then we have the Three of Pentacles again. We have the Three of Pentacles, and then we have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is about give and take. This is about balance. This is about give and take here. This is all about give and take. This is the balance. This is the planets. This is divine. And this is the thing. This is where you're going to learn the next level. Woo, I'm excited for somebody. And whoever's deciding to get married, woo-hoo, invite me to the wedding. All right, let me see. Welcome, welcome, Lizette. Welcome, welcome. Let me feel the energy for a minute and I'll see. And then Yodi. He doesn't trust me because I am a very private person. He broke up with me because he wants to know everything. Now I want his free. Honey, if this is love, you shouldn't be afraid to be so private. I understand where he's coming from. And you know what? Forgiveness is one thing, but if you don't open up, here's the thing about love. I'm a lot older than most of you guys. Okay. and a lot of experience, but also a lot of divine wisdom. Love is something where you will share everything with. Not, and as a person, we will always have something in us that we don't want to share. It's between the divine and you. However, if private is an excuse, what did I say about excuses? Because there is something there that you don't want to share. If you love this person wholeheartedly and thinking if you cannot live without this person, you need to share everything with that person. And once you do, then he will forgive you. Then also too, you can move forward. And if you cannot, you might question yourself, is this the right person for me? Because it may not be. If you cannot share all that with them, then it's not the right person for you. All right. So this person will not forgive you until you open up 100%. Because here's the thing with being private is that it is showing that maybe there's some deceit in there. It's showing that maybe there is deception, and maybe there's hidden secrets. When you go into a marriage or a healthy relationship, nothing is held back. You want to share everything, every secret, everything. You don't want surprises 10 years down the line. You don't want surprises 20 years down the line and then something comes up. Oh, you didn't tell me you were in jail for a week? Everybody in any relationship, and in this love relationship, if you're getting married, you better have on the table every good, bad, and ugly thing ever that in both of your lives on the table, or you're not on the same page. So this is going to be up to you, Yori, if you want to have that trust back, and if you love this person deeply and know that this person is your other partner, then you need to set up an appointment, ask for forgiveness, and what do you want to know? I will tell you anything and everything. And if you cannot do that, it is not the right person. This is not me. This is divine. And like I said, if you want to ask questions, please be prepared for the answer, because this is not me. This is divine. And it's his wisdom. All right. So, Lizette, on yours, well, you want to marry your friend. I think I understand your question is that you want to get married between yourself and your friend. Friends are really, really important. A lot of people don't take the time to be friends first. And it doesn't mean to be best friends or whatever, but it's good to know each other a little bit beforehand rather than I don't know other countries. I don't know about other countries. However, in the United States, people jump into bed and do this way too soon. Lay on their back way too soon. You need to take time to understand each other. You need to take time to grow and know each other. I will guarantee it. If people didn't lay on their back within 2 months, I would say in 1 month, already that either this person's for you or not. Dating is an interview process, and you should be able to ask any question and get any answer, and you should be willing to give any question or any answer within the first month, or at least 10 dates, and you will know if that person you should keep moving forward or not. By the third date, you should know if you're going to be moving forward or not. And if you're not, then you need to move on and cut it loose and move on. But a lot of people have sex before, and then what happens is that actually gets in the way, and it also tells you who's a man boy before a grown man. Because sorry guys, but and you guys know this, that you will jump into bed just to get your jollies done and taken care of and move on, because that's also an indication if that is a loose woman or not. And you guys don't want a loose woman, but you need to take care of your needs, and so you find out. So women, do not lay on your back for the first 2 months. That's from a boomer, as my daughter calls me. I'm such a boomer. I'm glad to be a boomer. You know what? You can make fun of boomers, but I'm still living. Some people didn't make it to boomerhood. So I thank the God. I thank God for it. I thank and be blessed that I am still living and then a boomer and that I can help give wisdom for him through me. All right. So let's get this planet energy and get you guys on your way because this is a long one. Holy Toledo. I didn't expect this to be long. But this was really important for somebody. Somebody's messages. I don't know who this was for, but definitely. Yeah. So the planets are right on the mark with the divine, and it always is. It always is. However, we've got some unexpected visitors, which means there's some events coming that you're just not going to expect. That doesn't mean that they're bad. They're just something new, something fresh, sort of like you're not quite sure about that. But be careful that it doesn't throw you off course. This is about your true north, not north, true north, guys. There is a difference, please. When you are, if you're going hiking and you go on your compass, you want that true north, because if you take the north, you could be off your whole path and get lost very easy. So make sure that it's true north. These are number fives. Look at these two. Unstable, not sure. Really pay attention to that. And the movement is number 10. There is movement happening. There is something coming. There is something growing. Pay attention. Pay attention. And this is going to be either bringing you together. This is about balance. This is the moon and this is the planets talking. By gosh, it's all the same thing. This is about transformation. This is about somebody's thought process. It has to change. Has to change. But it has to be now, if you're in a relationship or if you're wanting to go back to a relationship or you want forgiveness for a relationship, this is about the Six of Cups. This is about give and take. And a relationship is give and take. This is the full moon in Libra, guys. This is about relationships. The full moon in Libra is about relationships. That's why you're seeing the lovers. That's why you're seeing marriage. That's why you're seeing parties and, well, not parties, but a reception or a gathering, a family, whatever it is. But this is strength, you guys. This is something that you're going to have to do. All right. This has been quite a reading. And Yordi, I think, you really just you have to seek within yourself your foundation where you want to go with this person, but you do have to share everything. This private thing, anytime somebody says, well, I'm a private person, or I'm going to go with the flow. Hey, let's just go with the flow. Red flag, red flag, red flag, because there might be certain things, but if you cannot share that with somebody you're going to spend the rest of your life with, there's a problem. All right. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, guys. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Yori. Again, sometimes we don't, those answers are hard, but the divine is doing it for you, for the better you. And actually, if you do, for you, I think if you do share with somebody that you trust 100% with, you're going to go to the next level. You're going to see a release and an energy up to the next level. It's a really, really beautiful energy to be able to trust and share something deep, 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 even a secret. I've done it. I've been there. And it was such a release. It's like you become this butterfly. You literally feel like you're so happy you could fly, because it's something you've been holding in you for so long that it's just burden, and that energy is just down, 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 push, 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 push. It's beautiful. Try it. It's awesome. Been there, done that. All right. So don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm going to do a full moon reading on the 28th. I don't know what time. My leg has finally got out of pain. I had to take painkillers, sorry, because of for those just popping in, I had a knee replacement. So it's been a rough a couple of days. So, but the thing is, I am going to be doing a full moon reading. I don't know the time. So you want to subscribe, hit the bell, because then that'll tell you when I'm on live. Or if you enjoyed this, then you will know when the next readings are happening. I try to do 3 a day. I try, just because my leg, and it's usually Tuesday through Saturday that I do it. And I don't know what sign is coming up because it's all divine driven. This is not me. This is divine pick the name, divine picks divine. It's all divine driven. So with that, the only last thing I have to say is please, 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 for any YouTube creator you watch, hit the like, take 2 seconds, hit the like of their videos. Even if you're watching them for a few minutes and you go on, to hit that like, because that gives the YouTube creators a chance to move their videos to be seen more by the YouTube people, whoever they are, right? So just the likes are really, really important for YouTube creators. So don't forget to hit that like button for them. All right. And me too, if you like to. All right. And we will see you either on the 28th for the full moon, or we will see you on the 5th for your next reading. Thank you, Yori. Thank you, Lizette. I hope this helped, and I hope this helped you out there as well. Take care.